Hi all and welcome to another week of the Tetra Travels. This week I went to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Thought I'd give you a view on the access and just generally what I found the day to be like. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video. If you're into your cars at all, it was absolutely fantastic. You get up really close to lots of various cars. This part here was actually a crossing for disabled people that's at the start of the track. So this place was always open, so if you needed to swap sides, you could do it any time of the day rather than waiting for the crossing to open. But the access in general was okay, but not great. Like, it was all grass and lots of sort of lumps and bumps, so you really had to sort of be prepared to push a lot. It was definitely worth it in my opinion. The cars were absolutely amazing. Like, for example, this car here is the new Mercedes AMG 1, which is built with an F1 engine. So like all the brand new cars, all the old-fashioned classics, Formula 1 cars, old-fashioned bikes, everything was there. It was just, yeah, a car lover's dream. So definitely worth doing. Yeah, as I say, the only thing to be aware of is that although they have these sort of walkways, they are sort of raised to get up onto, so there's about an inch and a half from the grass onto the walkways. So if you kind of have to have some help like me, it's sort of quite wearing doing that over and over in a day, getting on and off these things. So it was quite tiring, but definitely worth it if you've got the energy to do it. Getting through the crowds at times could be a bit tricky, but it was sort of a festival atmosphere, so everyone was really happy, really willing to get out of your way if they saw you, and just sort of really willing to sort of allow you past to see the cars. So everyone just really seemed in a good mood, and yeah, I'd definitely recommend it. The atmosphere was great. Oh, wow. After viewing a lot of the cars that were in the paddock area, we decided to go to the first viewing point that's on the start line of the circuit. It was an amazing viewing point, but really loud. A lot of the cars do burnouts off the line, so I would definitely recommend that you should maybe bring some headphones if you're someone that's sensitive to noise. But yeah, amazing view.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, I can smell that rubber.
It's a great spot, isn't it?
Is that the Porsche you can get in that Grand Turismo?
Yeah. Look at that. Just silent. It's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. It's the future, though, isn't it? This will be loud.
It's so loud. It will burn your eardrums. Daddy, cover your ears.
Not my ears. Yeah, William, you take the brakes up a sec. Reverse back a bit. Reverse back. We've got some people, really nice people coming. Alright? Yeah. There you go. Okay.
I filmed this just to show the lips you have to get up and down off to get off the pavements. Great they had the pavements, but over the course of the day it did get quite tiring. But yeah, at least they tried to make it as accessible as possible. This took me to what I believe was the most interesting part of the day. We happened across a display run by Arrow Electronics. They've been running a project in conjunction with Sam Schmidt, who was an ex-IndyCar driver who broke his spine driving in that sport. He has no movement from the neck down, but they've developed a car for him that he can drive just by turning his head and by sucking and blowing on a straw. It's absolutely amazing to watch, and yeah, he was driving up and down the hill on the day. I'll put a link in the description. It's called Sam's Car, but it's well worth a look. It works on the basic premise that as long as he keeps his head in that blue box on the screen, he'll be able to drive the car. It uses a dot on his visor that picks up on the sensors to show where his head movement is, and it's desensitized so he can jump over bumps and stuff. I always feel it takes people like him to advance technology for all the other wheelchair users. This was the actual car itself, and it was just really cool to have a look at it and see the tech inside. Unfortunately, the team had gone by the time I got there and realised this car existed, but just to have a look at it and realise you could drive this just by turning your head was absolutely incredible, and I hope that sometime in the future this technology crosses over for the general public. They also had a really cool area called the Future Lab that had various technology that they reckon it could impact us in the future. This was like a motion tracking car that they reckon could be upscaled, but there was also other things like walking robots and various other things like electronic suits that give haptic feedback that are all being utilised at the moment but expanding for the future. I'll put some links in the description that I found interesting, especially that of the Tesla suit. We then moved on to the second viewing point opposite Goodwood House. It was an equally good view as the first platform, so the access from this point of view was amazing. And actually this car here that went past was a van. It's one of the fastest vans in the world. As a disabled person that drives a van, it was amazing to watch. As you can see, there was plenty of action on the track. This ranged from stunt teams, to classic cars, F1 cars, to actual timed runs up the hill. I'll show you some more footage of some of the timed runs and some of the classic cars next. But yeah, plenty to watch, plenty to do. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, had a great time. On another spinal injury note, the guy who's at the front of the motorbike group that's about to come up was actually injured on his bike in 1992. He was an ex-MotoGP champion. His name is Wayne Rainey, and he has no movement or feeling from about the waist down. This was the first time he'd been on his World Championship winning bike in public since the day he was injured. In terms of other accessibility notes, I would say that it is very noisy and there's lots of people, so people with sort of sensory overload might struggle a little bit, so maybe recommend bringing some headphones or some ear defenders, something to protect you, and try and find some quiet spaces. There are quiet spaces around the place, but it's also worth seeking those out because it might be a bit overload. I didn't film the toilets, but they were actually pretty decent, quite spacious, had most of the things you need, had grab rails, that sort of thing, but they did go up a steep hill into them, so I kind of had to get someone to hold the door open for me to get into the door. But apart from that, I would say they were pretty good, and they were quite dotted all around the place, so that was very good.
It was then tested by he was with the team the following year, and the other Tolman you're going to see coming up the hill. He actually did race at the beginning of the final. Somebody through his car eye and checked down.
end the day, we took another tour of the paddocks, saw some absolutely beautiful cars, and yeah, got up close and personal, and you can chat with the engineers. So if you're into your cars and your mechanics, it's really well worth a go, and having a look around those areas. Fascinating people, fascinating cars, and yeah, a great day out. I was with someone who wasn't actually that into cars, but they really enjoyed it too, so I recommend it for everyone. You don't have to be a car nut to enjoy the day. That'll be it for another week of the Tetch Travels. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe this has given you an idea to go to Goodwood in the future. I'll be going in the future again, for sure, so hit me up if you do go, and maybe give me a shout if it's encouraged you. I'd love to see other people with disabilities at these events, and hopefully these videos are encouraging you to go out there. Anyway, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and there's loads of great content coming up. So yeah, hopefully for all those people with disabilities out there, you're really enjoying it and it's encouraging you. Please let me know.